Hi guys, today's is our 11th session of System Dialog, and today we will discuss about constant conflict. So what is that? Let's see. It is happened when variable restriction range overlapped. Let's see by example. Let's say class packet and class some variables like int count, bit 15 down to 0, let's say data in 1, and same for data in 2, right? After that we have to declare some method to print the fields. Task print and task dollar display count is equal to percentile 0d of count, data in is equal to percentile 0d of data in, data in 2 is equal to percentile 0d of data in 2, right? Okay, so in our previous session we already discussed about inline constraint, the constraint declared in top module, but we can also declare inside our class. So let's see how we can declare. So to understand the concept of what is constraint, you can follow our previous sessions. I will share the link in description. So let's say constraint C1, so let's say we have to restrict the range of data in 1 is greater than 10, data in 1 is less than, let's say 25, right? Now we have to go to top module, top, and module, some initial begin mechanism, so what we have done in this code, we declared a class named packet, right? Inside that we declared some fields and there are some printing mechanism, a task known name is print. After that we declared a constraint over here. So the syntax is constraint, the C1 is what constraint name, after that the variable what we want to restrict in some particular range. So I take here our second variable, data in 1 should be greater than 10 and data in 1 should be less than 25. So whatever the packet will generated after the randomization process, so inside the packet the field data in will be greater than 10 and less than 25, right? So after that we can declare some multiple constraint over here for count and for data in 2 also, that's not an issue, right? After that there is a module top, inside top module there is some packet uh, what is packet? Packet is the class, and after that we declares a handle of this packet. Handle name is pkt. Here inside initial begin we declared pkt is equal to new, that means memory allocation or object creation. After that packet dot randomize, it will randomize that packet with some values, and after that packet dot print, we are printing the packet what we got the packet after randomization process, like that. So let's see the code. Okay, actually we have to also write here rand keyword, otherwise it will give all variable as 0. As you can see, count, data and data to all values are 0, so we have to write that keyword. So now guys, as you can see, we declare count as a int, so it may take some minus values, and that's okay. So we restrict the range of data in 1. So as we can see here, the data 1 range is 21, so it is greater than 10 and also less than 25. That means it is follow that restriction. If we want to okay, and this is what we write, this is the value of data in 2. And if we want to check it again and again what that they are follow the constraint or not, and also we can use some loop over here, like repeat, let's say repeat 3 begin, and so let's run it again. So as you can see, the value of data in 1 every time, this is 21, this is 13, this is 14. So it is in range. The all three values is greater than 10 but less than 25, right? So this is the simple how we can restrict the range of a variable using constraints. Now what is constraint conflict? Let's see the scenario. Let's say this is what, let's do it here. We already discussed that thing in our some previous session. Inline constraint, this is called. Inline constraint, right? So let's say we want to further want to make some restriction with that range. So what can we write that? Let's say data in 1 should greater than, let's say 26 all the time, right? And also we use curly braces over here. So as we can see here, we restrict the range of data in 1 between 10 to 25, but here we are telling the range should be greater than 26. That means we are violating that constraint property. So let's run it this code and check what the value. Okay. So as you can see, the value of data in 1 is 0. Why it is 0? As you can see, randomization fails due to conflict between the following constraint. And what were the constraint? These two constraints. As you can see, the data in is less than 25. Here we restrict less than 25. So now let's say in this again in this another scenario, we want to restrict the range of let's see data in 2 over here, not in class. So what can I write for that? So simple thing. The same pattern for that. pkt dot randomize with data into greater than 15. And data into, let's say, less than greater than 15 and less than, let's say, 22. Now again we can run it. Okay, there is some issue, unexpected and to 23rd. Okay. So guys, as we can see, the data in 1 is 21 because it is in range greater than 10 and less than 25, and for data in 2 is 19 because it is greater than 15 and less than 22. So that is the way how we can put control, and some reusability point of view. It is also a good thing because actually we are not overriding some constant over here. We can also write some constant over here and override them by from this way, right? And this is the way. And in previous example we also checked for that scenario how the constants are conflict, right? So guys, if you have any doubt, any query, then please let me know, and just make a comment and drop in description. Thank you.